Hey YouTube, it's Carrie, Lady VSG, here with my week 55 post-op update. It is Tuesday, April 26th, 2016. I had my VSG surgery down in Tijuana, Mexico, April 6th, 2015, with Dr. Ariel Ortiz at the Obesity Control Center. My highest weight was somewhere up around 315. When I booked the surgery, I weighed 301.8 pounds. Day of surgery, I weighed in at 272, and today I weighed in at 169.4 pounds. So a loss of 2.7 pounds over the past week and a total loss of 132.4 pounds. So this last week I did the 5-day, what do they call it? The 5-day sleeve, or the 5-day pouch test. So the first 2 days, it's basically liquids only, so liquid proteins. I did. So originally I was thinking I had to restrict myself to just the 4 shakes a day, like I did on the pre-op diet. But then when I read it a little more thoroughly, it was unlimited protein shakes, whatever it took to sort of get me feel like I was getting through the day, which a couple of those days, one of those days I worked a double shift, so I was at work for 16 hours. So I probably had, because I like those little Premier proteins. I know I've talked about them in past videos, and you can find them at the grocery store for a 4-pack, and it's like $10. I buy them at Costco. It's a pack of 18, like a box of 18, and it's usually $25. So it's, substantially better deal to buy them at Costco. So I think I went through 5 or 6 of them during my 16-hour shift. Because that was the other thing I was trying to be really mindful of while I was doing the 5-day pouch test, was making sure that I was eating something, or whatever, every couple of hours, to see if maybe that also helped me just feel like I was kind of maintaining my energy levels and stuff throughout the day. And it definitely did. And I did notice after the 5-day pouch test, I do feel like I've got a lot of that restriction back. Like I'm just more mindful of listening to my stomach. And so that's definitely, for me, it was helpful, to sort of reboot and get back on track. Obviously it worked in other ways too. I lost, 2.4 pounds this week. So, and I'm sure part of that was, getting all my water in, which of course is always a huge, first and foremost, I think that's typically the most helpful thing that I find with just feeling better and maintaining weight loss kind of a thing, is just making sure that I'm hydrated. And obviously last week when I had the 4-pound weight gain, some of that was certainly due to shoving my face full of Cheetos and Sun Chips at my niece's birthday party. So probably some water retaining last week. And of course, being hydrated is going to help with that. But so, making sure I get my fluids in, and then, just the protein shakes definitely helped. I just totally lost my train of thought. I also this week tried, more meal planning. I am typically not good at that kind of thing. And I know it's something that a lot of people have found to be very helpful. And it's definitely something that in counseling and in the group meetings, people that I spoke to, it makes their life easier. Like it sort of takes that pressure off. You come home and you're hungry, or you're at work, you've already got those meals ready to go. You don't have to think about it, because of the pre-planning. And so that definitely helped. I sauteed a bunch of onions with some bell peppers and mushrooms, and put a little seasoning in there, and portioned that out into little Tupperwares. I made crock pot pulled pork basically, and put that into little Tupperwares ready to go. And I've got Greek yogurt and the Fage. It's Fage, but it's Fage or whatever. And I use that instead of sour cream for a lot of things. It just has, like per serving, and if you, because the serving size of the Fage is larger than the serving size of like sour cream, but if you get them sort of equaled out, there is slightly more protein in the Fage than in just traditional sour cream. Um, so anyway, so I have the yogurts, like the individual yogurts, and the Fage and cottage cheese that I use just for snacks. Um, and then I've got like the sautéed vegetables and the pork that I've got ready to go, just for like little meals throughout the day. I also made a huge pan of scrambled eggs because for my niece's birthday, I need a lot of egg whites for the buttercream that I made, and so I bought a little carton of just egg whites that I mixed with all the egg yolks that I had just like sitting in the fridge, and just made a huge pan of scrambled eggs. And so I've been having scrambled eggs, for breakfast, and I put a little cheese and hot sauce on there, and so it's the meal planning has really worked. Like I'm lazy and I don't mind leftovers. So like having those things already in their like little tiny Tupperwares ready to go, like I could just, wake up in the morning, cuz breakfast is one of my favorite meals, but it is my least favorite meal to eat. Like if I could only go out to eat for one meal for the rest of my life, it's definitely going to be breakfast, because when I wake up, I don't want to deal with cooking. Like I just want there to be food, which is one of the reasons why the Premier Proteins have worked so well for me for just getting into the habit of eating breakfast. But having this like all these little little tiny Tupperwares of scrambled eggs ready to go in the fridge, that's been super helpful. And I know that some people are like, oh, not really a fan of the reheating, and microwave, and like I love my microwave because I'm lazy. So it's worked out really well for me. I know some people say that like when you reheat scrambled eggs, they get kind of rubbery. Maybe I don't know. Like I don't have a distinguished enough palate to really notice that. Also, like I do put like a little handful of shredded cheese on top and like throw it in the microwave, so like cheese and hot sauce will cover a myriad of food sins. But so those are my recommendations. It worked out really great for me. So I'm a big fan. I recommend this system. The crock pot pork, obviously made a ton of pork, and so I'm still working through that. So I actually haven't had to cook yet this week, which works out because I'm again kind of lazy. Um, I did get back to the gym this week, restarted with Couch to 5K. I tried to pick up where I had left off, and I was on like week 5, day 1 or 2. And I've lost enough of my endurance that I couldn't actually make it through the whole workout. So I've just been kind of repeating that same day. I still not up to, where the app says I should be at. I think right now I'm supposed to, it's 2 cycles of jogging for 8 minutes and then walking for 5, I think. And I'm not able to jog for the full 8 minutes yet. I usually have to take a break between the 4 and 5 minute mark and walk for a couple minutes, and then I can finish out the rest of it. So I'm just gonna keep repeating this day until I can actually complete it, the way that the app wants me to. So, kind of getting back in the groove that way. Still working on it, but at least, at least I'm making, like, I'm getting there. I'm getting my workouts in. So, I'm a member of 24 Hour Fitness, and they do a lot of the Group X classes. So I'm looking into some of those. The 2 that are jumping out at me right now that I haven't been able to go to yet because my work schedule is just not lining up with when the class times are the UJM Fitness and the Pop Pilates. I'm a big Zumba fan. Like I always thought that was a great time, and I always really liked it. So UJM Fitness, I think, is along the same lines. And from what I've read of the class description, Pop Pilates seems kind of like, like Zumba Pilates sort of a thing. So those are the 2 that I'm excited to try out. But again, like I'm going to have to wait until I can actually get to a class, and then I'll let you guys know what I think. Definitely still need to get back into the habit of going to Body Pump, because I do need sort of that strength weightlifting happening too, because I do tend to be one of those people that goes to the gym and just does cardio, which while not bad, like at least I'm getting activity in, I do need to balance it, I think, with some strength training. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I hope everyone is doing great, and I will check in with you again next week. Bye.